Okay, welcome back to more of Zelda's Butt. And pretty much almost done with level 7. And it's just kind of a one extra thing I want to get before finishing that place off. Give me a chance to pick up some more money while I'm at it. Oh, good thing for convenient shortcuts back into the forest. If you go on this path, you notice the statues are looking downward. And you've seen those in level 7, and it should give you an idea of what they represent. So if you use your lens, and you kind of see those little whirlpools, these are basically like warp tiles that take you to pretty much the screen right above. And here you get trebles that are basically magic refills for you. Now again, you can technically get through this without the lens if you've kind of memorized the path, but since I don't have it memorized, you just use the lens to kind of help you out. Okay, a little quick detour. And a bunch of blue dark nuts on this screen. If you want to be simple, just use the edge to your advantage. Let them come over to you and just swipe away at them. But since I have the hammer, make it even easier. Pretty much a free magic jar there. And in case you're low on magic, you can always use those Zol trebles to get back more magic, because you're going to need that to get through this area. And it's probably the easiest to do is by just kind of flashing the lens on and off, just to save magic. And again, you realize that the point where I was going to the waterfall, that bit of sequence breaking, this is technically how you're supposed to get through that little maze. And the same concept with those little whirlpool warp tiles. And this thing isn't that hard to find, and it actually is really kind of helps you out if you do take this little detour to pick this up. And this is one of a few block puzzles you'll be seeing along the way. Like, this one's not too complicated. You just gotta realize that this is kind of an outer boundary, so you can't push any blocks past this point. And actually, if you notice this statue right here, it actually points towards this screen. To use your eyeball, that's pretty much going to be a maze path for you. Almost easier just to use the edge of the screen to your advantage. Now, it doesn't look like there's anything on this screen, but if you use your lens, you can see an up arrow, so you can actually walk through this. I can't really see where I am right now, but it's right at the bottom edge here. Pretty much safe from most of the enemies, if not all of them. I might as well just spam the edge as much as I can. Now if you go over here, there's pretty much a dead end. And what you're supposed to realize is on this screen, if you use your lens, now you see another up arrow. Well, at least giving the lens some mileage. Again, technically you're not supposed to have the hammer at this point, so you're not supposed to be able to destroy these little rocks and stuff. Okay, this area is a little bit tricky. What you want to do is just actually don't do anything yet. Don't move into this room because you notice the whiz robes kind of using all the trees and stuff as kind of like camouflage. So what you can take advantage of is just realize where you're standing, and then, you know, pretty much that's where they're going to be firing. And that way they can't sneak up on you because you already know which spot they're going to be firing their beams at. Yeah, some of these cases you can't even see the whiz robes. Okay, this is another area that has just like one of two paths, and you know, if you select the wrong one, you either go back a little bit, like one screen, or you just, in this case, end up on the same screen. So, you know, a little trial and error, you can get through this. Now, I think if you go down, it takes you back to the screen on the left. Again, you can just do trial and error, and you'll eventually figure out the correct path through this. Yeah, see, again, some of those wizards I can't even see. So I just stand in one spot so that I know where they're aiming. I think this way you just go left. Actually a little easier if you're on the side here. I can actually swipe away at them and keep myself safe on the edge of the screen. Could just use my hammer and just KO him in one hit. Probably the way I should be doing it. Okay, this screen can get a little bit annoying with the blue Wizrobes. But once you can exploit that, they actually don't reach the top portion of the screen. So you kind of have a safe spot you can stand. You know, I can just swipe away at the blue Wizrobes without really any concern. Now, the hookshot's not the best weapon for stunning blue Wizrobes. You do get a much better weapon later on, but you gotta make do with the hookshot. Now, some quests is actually pretty good. See, it's not very good here because it actually can do damage. It's actually better when it doesn't do damage. Because it's really only doing wooden sword damage. And you've got to go through another one of these screens. Although in theory, I could just skip this. You know, I could just break through the rocks. I'm gonna just get as much damage from the edge here. This may be the safest way to do this, rather than trying to go into the open here, because you don't have a lot of space to maneuver. And you're also safe on the orange Wizrobes as well, from this angle. It's going to be a little slow, but it works. A safe way to get through this. Now again, I could just break through all these rocks. Well, again, technically you're not supposed to have the hammer, so that's how you get through that. Okay. So even if you get kind of beaten up, you got a fairy fountain right here. And you get the magical sword here. So, this is optional, but it really does help you. Yeah, it kinda sucks. You still can't use sword beams. Again, there's a very specific reason why you don't get sword beams until towards the end. Well, at least you guys are easier to take out now. And yeah, you'd have to take out these guys again just to open up the passage. Even though I don't really need to do that, I could just break the rocks. But it actually doesn't take too long to get around this place now. The slightly annoying thing here is you can't F6 continue out. You'd actually start like right next to the fairy fountain. So you actually have to walk out of this place. There are more chances for money, so I might as well just pick up whatever I can find. I mean, I don't think it'll take too long to walk out of this place, but the fact you gotta, you know, again, you can't shortcut anything. I'm in a slightly better position to finish off level 7. I'd leave it off until later, but I kind of need to get the whole Triforce. You know, not just for the obvious reason, but one of the items I need later on. Well, at least a lot of these enemies are just going down in one hit now. I mean, it'd be nice if I had sword beams. And usually most quests that, you know, magical sword usually is good enough for sword beams. I mean, I've seen quests where white sword you still have no sword beams, that's fine. A magical sword you usually get sword beams. Here I'm still stuck with no sword beams. Yeah, I'll just take the easy warp back. And we just beat up some more enemies, see if I get some more money. Yeah, it's a very good place to get money because you're just plowing through the screens of enemies. Bound to pick up a lot of loose change along the way. Okay, well, since I'm in the neighborhood of level 7, I might as well just finish this place off. It's actually not going to take too long to finish this level because I've already freed up all the shortcuts. So I can quickly get back into that center area. Now that's kind of deceptive. You're thinking that's the actual boss of this place. I mean, just a regular Goma. So there's almost no point in getting the magical sword, right? But if you go up here, and if you look at the Triforce, that's a fake one because it's not flashing. At least the other Triforce pieces were kind of flashing. So if you go up to it, it actually takes you to a different area, and kind of, I guess it ends up being a magic jar. And you can just kind of continue through these hidden passages. And coming down here, this is why I got the magical sword. For this room, yeah, you got a nice parade of blue Wizros. Hookshot actually took out one of the Wizros. Oh, I didn't even realize these were hookshot points. Maybe that's for quick evasion or something. Maybe you get trapped in a corner. Yeah, but this is why I got the magical sword, because fighting a whole bunch of blue Wizards with the white sword is not very fun. Unless you want to start throwing out a lot of bombs. And if you look at this map, it pretty much covers the entire 8x8 grid. Now it pretty much is the whole 8x8 grid. That's why you don't really trust the map that you're given. All those blank spaces actually get filled in. And because, you already took up the whole 8x8 grid, and just had to throw a couple more rooms elsewhere. Just to put the actual Triforce piece in place. Okay, so this is the real one. Just in its own little isolated area. Okay, so I might just be heading towards level 8. It's gonna be my next stop anyway. And a lot of money here. Actually might go buy some more super palms, to be honest. Just to empty out more wallet space. So level 7, the warp point's actually very convenient because it's actually right near that, right at the entrance of that forest. It's gonna be useful for one of the challenge dungeons. Well, time to start throwing out more money and buy some more supers. Again, I wish they only cost like 100 rupees. Something a bit cheaper, that way I can carry more than just 2 at a time. Just due to money constraints. Pretty much I'm just gonna be throwing my 2 pieces of dynamite in wherever I can find. Again, I don't want to be carrying these around with me because you accidentally use it up. There goes 200 rupees. So I just want to use these 2 up as fast as I can. I think I've already opened up all the entrances at the beach. So kind of going towards the next areas, I'd be using the super bombs on. Okay, so if you use the lens on this big boulder, you see the little Triforce symbol there. So another challenge dungeon in this place, so, if you use a bomb, pretty much no effect on that. Actually, I'm not going to be going to that for a good while. You get some decent goodies there, but it's not like I need it right away. Actually, this screen should look familiar from Zelda 1, at least in some ways. So if you use your lens on this screen, you see another entrance. Again, the regular bomb doesn't do anything. This challenge dungeon is actually very important for later on, so I kind of need to open it up as soon as possible. I'm trying to figure out where to go next at this point. We're actually right by level 8, surprisingly. So you just have to walk around a little bit. Okay, so on this screen, you'll notice there's kind of looks odd with that space in the middle of this little structure of crystals. If you use your lens, you actually can see the entrance. And you actually need the hammer to open this up. So kind of a nice place to hide level 8. And next part, we'll start going through this place. Alright, see you guys later.